guys, it's Kitty Gaming here, and I'm gonna bring you something a little bit different. And I'm gonna teach you how to do fries from these potatoes without having to deep fry them. Now, of course, I do need a little bit of oil, and these of course are full of carbs, so they aren't the healthiest thing. So they are healthier because they aren't deep fried, but you still don't want to have like a massive amount of them, because carbs are good for you, but in too much amount, it's not good. So we need I'm gonna just cook it for myself, so I may just use 2. These aren't that big, so I may use 3. It's kind of a lot, but I'm a big girl. I do need a little bit of oil. I use rapeseed oil because I don't like the flavor from oils. It's not for me. And rapeseed, it has no flavor. I just use oil so it doesn't stick to the pan. And use this one, you don't have to worry about, because often heard like you shouldn't put them on top of each other so all they get equal heat and blah blah blah. I find no problem with this. I will show you why when it's cooking. But it looks really dirty. I just use it. I'm a lazy cook. I use this one a lot, and I clean it after every time. This is just, it just happens when you use something a lot. But I'm gonna try to clean it up better in a bit. I'm gonna show you that. I'm not gonna bother you. So I do need to heat the oven for, I have to do the dishes. And this one, and then 200 or like 175, but I'll just do 200. And I will probably put on the screen how much this is. And if you have a sheet paper, if it has like here on it, then take that out. So on to slicing. So because I have to hold the camera with one hand, this is the knife I use anyway. This kitchen is so dirty, I'm sorry. This is the knife I use. It's very sharp. Well, it's not as sharp, but it does a job done. I think it's like just typical vegetable knife. They are quite big, but. And the first cut you want to do is just along this length. You don't want to like if it's like flat, you don't want to do it like this. You want to do it like this. So I'm going to do this to all 3 of them. Okay, here you are. As you can see, it's like this one, it's really thick. This one is quite thin. Don't worry, it's fine. Even if they are similar, different sizes, in the end they will all come out the same. I don't know how this happens. Logically it shouldn't, but they will all come out good. Even if you cut them unevenly, don't worry about it. But let's put these here. And this one, and this one looks like it's a bit bad here. So because I'm poor, I will just cut this off and just not use it. This is just because this part here, it's fine. And if you don't want to do this here, just throw this away. Look here, it doesn't look bad here, but I will cut it off anyway because the other half was bad, just to be sure. Okay, so next part is you cut them like this, and think of the width of the fry, how it fries normally, and however wide you want it to be, you just cut them in that size. So I'm gonna do that. I'll just show you for one. I will show you for the thick one. They tend to be easier to do. Hossa, vad är neder? Come on. I'm trying to get her to jump down herself, that's why I don't look like I was doing anything. Okay, so you just do it like this, and I will show you in a bit. Okay, so here we are. I've cut them. As you can see, they are starting to take shape. And these ends here, this one is a bit small. I'm gonna throw it in anyway. If it burns, it burns. So I just toss it in here. This one, it's also quite big, but if I cut it again, it will just be not right. So I'm gonna throw this one in here as well. But these here are the parts that you can actually make the fries out of. And the next bit is you just cut them like this. And if you have like a baked potato or something, you can cut them many times over. So how much you cut them, it just depends on how thick they are. So just again cut them. I will cut probably each of these two in half and then leave this one just as it is, because it's a bit big, but it will be just too small if I cut it. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, I've done this and I decided to cut this one anyway and just have one regular and one kind of a baby. As you can see, these are what we end up with, and I know I'm leaving the skin on. I have washed them, I did that already. They are a bit wet, so I like the skin. I have no problem. If you don't like the skin, just peel them. I'm lazy and I like the skin. And as you can see, there are like ants here, and I know you're worried that they are gonna burn, but I know of a way to make them all come out just perfectly. Now comes the fun part, to do this with all of these. I'm gonna show you one more just in case you didn't pick this up. It really doesn't take long if you're not recording this. It doesn't, I haven't put oil or anything on this in case you're wondering. So I'm gonna take the other thick one. I'm gonna see if I can do this with the camera. Let's see, about here, about here. I'm still cutting this wrong. Just pushing the knife down. And about here. This one is a bit thick, so I will cut it again. I'm just looking through this screen, so here, this about here. Once again, it doesn't take long. This is so quick. No, it's better. Don't worry about the ants, just think about the width of it. These okay? I really, I'll just leave this like this. So here they are. This one is a bit thick. But it's okay, it's okay. So I'm gonna finish these and I'll see you when I'm done cutting them all. Okay, I'm back, and these are the cut potatoes. This looks really big, but as you can see in my hand here, this is a lot. This isn't really a big, what do you call this, oven proof, heat proof tray thing. So they are all very similar sizes. They're very, some are quite small like the ants here. I throw them in anyway, but they aren't like this one. It is really wide, but it's very thin. So they all will cook in a similar way. And these like ants here, don't worry about it. And if you were to deep fry these here, they would of course come out crispy and gooey in the inside and all that. Or gooey, is that the right word? But anyway, these will come out really soft. You can't eat them with your fingers. They don't have that crunch as much. But you know, like when fries are kind of starting to become a bit colder, it's like that texture except when it's hot. Basically, I will show you. And what we need to do now is add the oil. Now, oil, of course, this is a healthier kind of fat to like fat in animals, but it's still, if you have too much of it, it's gonna be really unhealthy. So I have a tip. Normally you would just open like this, pour, and everything is fine. But to get as little as possible, you leave the tap like this open, and you just drizzle lightly on top while kind of squeezing the bottle, just like this much, not anything more. And as you can see, you can barely see the oil on here. And next I'm gonna get, where is it? Here. This here is my baby, and just move it. I'm about to spread the oil. Normally I don't do this, but I'm gonna not be lazy for you guys. And the reason why I add this little bit of oil is just to stop it from sticking. You can use something non-sticky, but I'm really poor, so I don't buy these fancy. I just use a few drops. It was maybe, if you want to measure it, I maybe used like 1 tablespoon, maybe like that. Anyway, so this is ready, and at this point, yeah, you would normally see cooks put like pepper and salt on it and then put it in the oven. I don't pepper salt food normally because I'm not a big salt lover, and there's salt in so many things, so I don't normally add it. See on my finger there? And what I will use, it's a special potato spice. Yeah, you can see where I'm from if you know this here. And this has salt in it. So I don't want to add salt to this when this gives all the flavor that I'm looking for. I don't need any of flavor in here. I know, bring out the flavor of the potatoes, but well, if you want to add salt, go ahead. There's nothing wrong with it, but I just don't want to do it. So you put it in here. Oops, gotta hit the oven. And this takes 20 minutes to cook, but I will see you again in 5 minutes. So it's been, okay, it's actually been 6 minutes, you know. So they are not finished, but what you have to do every 5 minutes is actually just move them around, because if you don't, they will stick to the bottom of the pan, and they will basically, all the fries on the bottom, you won't get them. They will split in half, and this is probably because I use so little oil. If I used more oil, it will fix that problem. They'll also make them unhealthier. So I would just use less oil, take them out every 5 minutes until I reach that 20 minutes. Now, I'm not going to show you this every single time because, you know, I just have to show you, it's just easy. Just shift around, make sure you move all of them. You don't have to move them like this. You don't necessarily have to do that. Just make sure all of them aren't sticking. Don't worry about it. You don't have to mess it about too much. I'm just filling it with doing something. So after you reach the 15 minutes, like when you've done this twice, be careful because sometimes they are that small that like 17 minutes is enough cooking time. You just have to watch out for the color. If they are nice and brown, not like brown all the way over, but if they're like getting a good color, like say you're baking a pizza, you want it to have like color all around, but you don't want all of the base to be brown. Just like, you know what I mean? I will show you. But just the last 5 minutes, just look out for it. Sometimes they need a little bit more than 20 minutes, sometimes they need a little bit less. So just watch them, and I will show you the right color when they are done. So let's put them back in, and I will see you in a bit. So these are the finished fries. Note to self, remember spatula. Okay, I left them in there for about, half an hour. I think it was because the degree is a bit lower than I normally do. I normally do them at 200, and then they don't take half an hour. I totally forgot. Anyway, so as you can see, they are getting color, and it's a bit uneven. If you wanna test to see if they're right or not, just take a fork, stick them in there, and if it feels soft all the way through, then they are done. It's because I put them in here unboiled, so it's not like, basically if they're soft they're done, if they're hard they need more time. And you can also just tell by the color. And this is not when I put the spice on them. I'm gonna just get plates and just put them on here. And you wanna, this is so hard with one hand, you wanna shake them a bit just to get rid of some of that excess oil. See if I can just use my arm here. Okay, you can see what I'm doing. I'll see you in a second. So here they are. As you can see, it's a bit much, but they are or big fries. I could have, if I weren't so, if they weren't so delicious, I'd probably just have 2 of them. They do make a lot of it. It was just 3 small potatoes. They do make a lot of fries. And this is the spice. Let me see. It has onion, salt, paprika, sugar, spices. It has a lot in it. It's just, we said for fries, it's all that I put on here, but I do put quite a lot on because it's so good. And also, like, these, they are healthier, but it's still, do keep in mind, I still did use a little bit of oil. There is still salt in this here. That's why I didn't put extra on the potatoes, because there's quite a lot in that probably. And see if I can, I can't see how much. But so if you want fries in a healthier way than deep fried, I do recommend these. But just keep in mind, if you eat these a lot, they are still gonna become unhealthy. But this is like, if you want like a homemade burger with some fries, I do recommend this option because it is better, because it's not as packed with fat as others, but it's still carbs. It still does have salt because of this mixture. But if you want to put this, if it's enough, you just put a bit of salt on it before going in the oven, then you do know exactly how much salt you're getting in there. Because I use this here, I don't know. That's exactly why I don't put salt on before. If that's enough for you, that's good. Like I said, I don't like the taste of salt. I like other flavors. That's why I use this here. But I do hope you like this recipe. I'm sure there are tons of people who are doing this. This is just something that I did. Now, this is only thing this is doing. It's like oven roasting potatoes, just in a different shape. That's basically just how they start. I was just wondering, could I do oven baked potatoes in the shape of a fry? How would that come out? And this just kind of evolved from there. But I'm hardly the first person to come up with this. So I'm sorry this video has been a bit clunky. This is my first time recording something that isn't me failing at a video game. That's my cat in the background, if you can hear her. Even that I'm not very good at yet. But next time I'm gonna show you how to boil a chicken leg and egg noodles in the broth. I'm still thinking of the exact sauce to have this, because the last time I had it, it was just whatever sauce. But it is so good. The noodles become so perfect because of how I cook them. You almost don't need the sauce. And the chicken, it's so juicy. Okay, I could go on it, but it's a cheap recipe. It's very good. It's very delicious, and I will show you that next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope my friend that this is for cooks this and tell me how it turned out for him. Bye.